Yo guys, what's up everyone at ESA? My name is Nitros. I'm going to be playing this game for you today. It's kind of funny how they put the world's hardest game twice in a row on the schedule, but I mean, here's the first one, I guess. But yeah, we should be pretty much ready to start. I will let my commentators explain everything once we get into the game. So without further ado, I guess we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, this is Umihara Kawase. It is a rubbering action platformer, and this game was originally released on the Super Famicom in 1994, and it was then re-released on Steam in 2015. The version that Nitro is playing is the Steam release, and the main difference is that it has faster loading and less lag. But yeah, this game has a fishing line as your main tool. It has a hook at the end, and it can attach to most surfaces as well as enemies. And when it's attached to something, you can retract and extend the line to gain momentum, and so you have a lot of freedom of movement in this game.
And so far we saw Nitro entering these doors. Each field will have 1 to 3 doors, and each of them will bring the main character to a brand new field. The category that Nitro is running right now is called Longest Path. That means that he will be going through as many fields as possible, as opposed to any percent, which is the complete opposite.
Yep, and as you've seen, there are some various enemies walking around in these fields, various sea creatures. You will die when you contact them for most of them, but some of them will just stun you on contact. Some of them will shoot projectiles that stun you, so there's a little bit of variance there. You can also stun the enemies by hooking them. Yeah, this is a very sea creature focused game, and why not donate with your favorite sea creature?
You make my job so easy, thank you.
Now we're coming up on the first boss of this run. It is the Tadpole, and this is pretty much just an auto-scroller. You have to wait out the entire pattern and just make sure you don't die. So this takes about 2 minutes, which is about the same amount of time that an any percent run of this game takes. While we're watching this, this would be a good time for some messages, if there are any.
Absolutely there are. We've had a couple of donations come in. First off, a $40 donation from Dedut, who says, Umihara Kawase, yeah! And has picked up their Here Comes Plum event shirt and also put it towards the Beat Cheetahman boss for I Wanna Be the Boshi. We have also had a $40 donation from For Bob's Sake, who says, I must have a honk shirt. Well, for Bob's sake, you now have one. You've redeemed your honk shirt. Make sure you pick up your code in your email and follow the instructions. That has also gone towards the Pride Link sprite choice and the Beat Cheetahman boss target for I Wanna Be the Boshi. We're over halfway there now. Keep those donations coming in.
Very nice. So going back to the tadpole here, did you know that tadpoles use chemical signals to communicate with one another? These signals can convey information about food sources, predators, and other environmental factors.
I actually didn't know that. That's really interesting. Well, I actually have a fun fact for you as well. Did you know that they breathe through gills? Unlike adult frogs and toads, which breathe through lungs, tadpoles use gills to extract oxygen from water. This adaptation allows them to thrive underwater.
Wow, that's really interesting.
I know.
But did you know that tadpoles of certain species can change their colors to blend in with their surroundings? This camouflage helps them avoid detection by predators.
I honestly would have never guessed that. Thank you for telling me. I actually have another one for you. Might be interesting. Metamorphosis involves significant changes. During metamorphosis, tadpoles undergo dramatic transformations, including the development of legs, the absorption of their tail, and the formation of lungs.
That's super interesting.
That is really interesting, I know. Okay, so back to the game. So, when Nitro plays through the game, you will pretty much see him use his fish line in very creative ways to skip through pretty much most of the fields. In the upcoming one, for example, we'll see something pretty interesting. Let's go after this one. Yeah. So, for example, here on the right side, we see these these pillars moving up and down, and Nitro here would be instead going up here to skip all that section. and that is basically a trend we'll be seeing throughout most of the run.
Yeah, and we mentioned earlier about the category that Nitros is playing. It's called Longest Path, and this category will take you through 26 fields in the game, which is the maximum amount possible. Any percent takes you through 9 fields, so it's a pretty significant difference. If you're curious about the numbers on the screen, they're pretty like cramped in the center of the screen. You have the score and the high score in the top left and the bottom right, and then you can see in the top right the lives. He has 10 at the moment, as well as the stage timer. Now coming up here in the next field, has a pretty interesting strat where you can basically skip the entire field. So let's watch this. Nice.
Very nice.
Right, and then we're coming up on this field, which is pretty tricky. Nitros wants to try to get through this tiny gap at the top here and grab the ledge, but it's pretty tight. Let's see here. Yeah,
It's fine.
this one is really tough. You have to be careful of the spikes as well, because they will kill you. So,
I'll just wait. Yeah, it's fine.
I wait.
yeah, very nice. And then beginning of next field, pay attention here. Something interesting gonna happen. Nitros will climb through the floor. That's basically a PC exclusive glitch because you have to press up and down at the same time, which you can't do on a Super Nintendo controller. So you couldn't do that on the original version of this game.
And another gimmick of these colorful stages are these transparent blocks that we are seeing. They're essentially ice blocks, and Nitro will not be able to hook onto them, and they are also slippery, so they can make for tricky movement. And in the upcoming stage, there will be a pretty significant skip. Ooh, it is a tricky one. It honestly looks harder. It is harder than it looks. Yeah, okay, it is. And yeah, he will be using his fish line to pull up these gates. And the upcoming gate, he should be able to, yeah, it's precise. So he can shoot his fish line just below the gate, but it's a very precise trick to do. Something we didn't mention is that this game is honestly pretty well made. It has an amazing soundtrack, and it looks also very amazing in my opinion. It has also pretty interesting downscaled photographs in the background. So yeah. And another thing also that we didn't mention is that this game is very difficult. It is a game that is both difficult casually and in a speedrun. It takes a very long time to get good at. And the current record is by TB, which is an 11:02. Okay, so here we are in the funny door stage. We call them funny doors because they make funny noises. We'll hear them in just a bit.
Yep, very nice. And now we're entering a new area. This is the harbor. You'll see some new enemies here, such as the shark right there. We'll also see fan favorite, the tuna. And coming up in the next level, Nitros will be attempting a pretty difficult skip where he tries to get himself caught under a moving platform that will allow him to generate some momentum. So let's see here. Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
Here's the tuna. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, so the tuna doesn't kill you, but it does stun you, as you can see. And then the end of this field is also pretty scary. You have to avoid these spikes. Oh, nice. Okay, and now we are entering yet another field. This one has an octopus in it, and the octopus will move in your direction. So Nitros will try to lure it over to the right by standing to the right of the octopus. And that will allow him to get up on this platform above. You can see the octopus up there. Yeah, then just like that. Very nice.
Very nice.
And now we are getting into the second boss fight of this game, or of this run rather. This is the crab, and yeah, just like the tadpole, this is pretty much just an auto-scroller. You have to wait for it to destroy all of the platforms so you can get to the door at the end. And this one takes about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which is enough time to do 2 any% runs of this game. so it's very long. And yeah, you pretty much just have to make sure you don't get owned by the bubbles, and yeah, survive until the end.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bubbles, did you know that crabs blow bubbles because that's how their gills expel carbon dioxide?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very interesting, yeah.
No.
Did you know that there are over 4,500 species of crab?
That many?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one. This one. Okay. Well, back to the bubbles. Did you know that they blow bubbles to form a protection against dehydration, which helps them keep circulating their gills?
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I am learning so much.
I know.
Very glad.
It's nothing if we're raising money for charity and being educational.
Yeah, exactly.
Great content.
But did you know that if a crab loses a limb in a fight or accident, it has the remarkable ability to regenerate the lost limb over time? This adaptation allows them to continue functioning effectively even after sustaining injuries.
That is pretty crazy, honestly. I wish I was like a crab, pretty much.
Yeah.
In real life. Yeah. In real life, you know. In some, just one more fact about bubbles. Like in some cases, crabs can also foam with bubbles when they are threatened. And I feel like this is pretty much what we're seeing right now. The crab is probably very scared of Umihara here.
Yeah, she's pretty scary.
Yeah.
But did you know that using their modified pincers, crabs create drumming sounds by rapidly striking their abdomens? These acoustic signals are often used for courtship rituals and territorial disputes.
I don't know that actually. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I actually want to ask to the host, what is your favorite sea creature?
My favorite sea creature.
Yes.
Oh, it is the obviously the crab.
The crab.
But in truth, it's the mantis shrimp.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Like,
If I had to pick one, I would say my favorite is the Saba Ping.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I hope we can see some Saba Pings in the chat.
Yeah. But did you know that while most crabs are adapted for crawling and walking on the seafloor, some species have evolved to be capable swimmers? These crabs have paddle-like appendages that allow them to move through the water with ease.
I don't know that.
It's pretty interesting.
It's pretty interesting. Give me another one.
Yeah, just a moment. I've got another one for you.
Okay,
Did
okay.
you know that crabs typically live between 3 to 4 years?
That's actually a lot for such a creature. I would expect less, but that's amazing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Very surprising. All right, I got one more for you.
Okay, okay.
Did you know that the character of Eugene Krabs from the cartoon series SpongeBob SquarePants is a crab?
my mind is blown.
I am, yeah. What did you just say? I don't understand. That's crazy.
It is surprising, yeah.
Okay, we are coming at the end of the boss,
Oh.
and
Okay,
we have
nice.
made it through.
Yeah,
Very nice.
So that's the end of the boss. Very nice. It is a little bit scary at the end because you really don't want to die at the end. This is the last field of the run, so timing is coming up when he enters the final door. He wants to get up to the top left here, and it's a little bit scary because you have these sharks walking around and you have to avoid them. So it's kind of tricky here. Let's see.
Oh, didn't mean to catch him. I'll just try again.
Yeah. Yeah, the sharks, they're pretty tricky because they have projectiles that they can throw. They throw their offspring at you, and it will stun you, and you will fall down if that happens. So it's pretty tricky right there at the end. So let's see.
Nice. Time.
All right, time.
Nice run.
All right. Well, nice time that it's still running, but anyways, it was not too bad. It was like almost sub 13. I didn't die a single time, which is honestly pretty good for this game. It's very easy to die. Just want to give a quick thanks to my commentators for making my life much easier so I could focus on the game, and for teaching me all about tadpoles and crabs. So many things I never knew before I did this run.
No problem.
Thanks to everyone for watching, and the only last words I really have is that I want to quote one of my favorite Steam reviews of this game, which only has 3 words, and it reads, "This game owns," which is incredibly true. And yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much.